What has the impact of streaming had on D&D?
Well,
personally, honestly,
yeah,
it's made me a better role player.
Yeah.
Because it's forced me to role play with different people all the time.
Yeah.
To me, it is a little bit different of a game because you are playing for people. You are trying to be entertaining.
Yeah.
This isn't just, hey, we love to play D&D, we're having a casual game, it's no whatever. No. You're now trying to create almost like episodes of a show.
Mm-hmm.
Like there needs to be a hook, a conflict, resolution to said conflict, setback in seeking resolution, rebolstering efforts, and finally overcoming conflict.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so the pressure to do that can sometimes be a little daunting. And also just, if you're talking about like Critical Role and everything, not everybody's a bunch of voice actors. Well, Critical Role's awesome, right? But not everybody in the world are trained voice actors and improv comedians. And so to see that and to try to achieve that is great, but to fall short, sometimes people are like, oh, well, it's just not the same.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way when I look at people who have elaborate Dwarven Forge setups and a bunch of like snazzily painted minis, and I look at that and I go, well, I really just have a battle mat and some plastic minis I bought on D&D and some half-painted ones from ages ago. My game is less than this elaborate kind of thing. It's not. It's yours, and you should own it. I think that the biggest impact I've seen on streaming in role-playing games, kind of related to what Pruitt was saying, is the return of story-focused role-playing that reminds me a lot of being a role player in the 90s when, say, White Wolf first came out, a storyteller system, and it was sort of like this big, well, I don't play Dungeons & Dragons. Dungeons & Dragons is for babies. And I play a real role-playing game. I don't see the animosity and the venom that I did then, that I see it now. I see a lot of people who are interested in storytelling who describe themselves in their Dungeons & Dragons games as storytelling and engaging in storytelling. My personal opinion on that is that it's not, but that the techniques of storytelling are useful for role-playing. And that in order for a dungeon master and a player to create an engaging game session that is fun to watch, they do need to incorporate elements of storytelling in there, but that those shouldn't overshadow the gameplay itself and the story that emerges through the collective gameplay. If that makes any sense. I guess an example of that would be like not trying to predetermine what outcomes are going to happen, not trying to have a set plot that you follow. Present scenarios, allow the players to react to them as they wish, and then because everybody's sort of like firing on all cylinders, it will create the conditions for an engaging story, as opposed to like, well, here's the plot points we got to hit. You're going to do this, and you're going to do this, and you're going to do this. You're not really role playing at that point. You're doing something else, which may be fun, but it isn't role playing. At least how I see it. Yeah.